Well, it's a beautiful morning. Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Uganda. My name is Olive Monica Najuma, today riding solo until further notice. But I promise you, we are going to have a jam-packed show today. Uganda and the rest of the world commemorate the Martyrs Day. Now, the Martyrs were murdered at the orders of the then king of Uganda, Kabaka Mwanga. They died for their faith, and today, June 3rd, Christians across Uganda, especially Catholics and Protestants, do remember them. There were 45, 23 were Catholics, and 23 were Protestants, and 22 were Catholics. And if you move to the sides of Namugongo, Chaliwajala, right now, all roads have been closed off, and later on I'll be sharing details regarding the traffic guidelines that have been issued out by the Uganda Traffic Police Force. But thank you for joining us. It is a beautiful day. It is a new month, new beginnings. We have many celebrations within this month, but today, something about your faith. And I would like to pose a question for you. When you look at the sacrifice and dedication by the Uganda Martyrs, what does that speak about your faith today? Would you die for your faith? Would you choose to go against the powers that be of the time so that you protect your faith, even if that means dying for the same? A question I would like for you to answer. I would like to hear your views on 0709-602-592. But the footage you see right now on our screens is footage from Namugongo. That's how the situation is looking like as events of the Martyrs Day celebrations are unfolding at the Catholic shrine in Namugongo. Lots of activities. Lugazi Diosis is the main host of the event today, and as you know, every year there is a diocese that it takes the mantle to host the Martyrs Day celebrations at Uganda Martyrs in Namugongo, where we have different statutes to remember the martyrs that died for their faith at the hand of Kabaka Mwanga II. Now, many people lately have read so much into history, and some of them are for the martyrs. Others are against the story that they say was written by someone else at the peril of the Kabaka of Uganda at the time. History does indicate that Kabaka Mwanga was only 18 years old, and so the decision to have the martyrs killed was not entirely his, but apparently a decision that was pushed by the regents of the time. You should remember that the martyrs were killed at the time when there was the scramble and partition for Africa. So the imperialists used religion to see that they divide and rule Africa. So much more to unpack there, but we'll be getting into that. For now, we have a press release from the Uganda Police Force, and it reads, 13 UPDF soldiers arrested after attacking Wakiso police over land matter. Now, according to the press release, today, June 2nd, 2025, which was yesterday, at around 5 p.m., police officers at Wakiso Police Division were attacked by military personnel, reportedly from the Presidential Task Force on Land Matters and Environment, driving a minibus green in color, registration number UBG 041U, and a Toyota Noah UBR 647B. The soldiers, 13 in number, confronted the Wakiso Division commander and other officers at the station while pursuing a land dispute. They demanded that the division police commander assist in a land eviction, which she refused, citing the absence of a court order and a lack of involvement from the district security committee. Her refusal angered the military personnel, leading them to confronting her. In response, her fellow officers at the station used armed force, resulting in an exchange of gunfire that forced the soldiers to flee the scene. Subsequently, a police team from Kampala Metropolitan North Region and the UPDF pursued and apprehended the suspects at Yesu Amala in Wakiso district. The detained soldiers are currently in custody pending disciplinary action. Well, that's a press release from Uganda Police Force regarding an incident that did occur yesterday. Now, also, as we gear towards the 2026 general elections, different parties are involved at this moment in primaries to choose their party leaders, and some of these will become the flag bearers for different political parties. Now, from the NRM political party, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Taiwa, did mention that if he does lose in the NRM primaries, then he will not contest for the Member of Parliament seat. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But when it comes to the Democratic Party, Norbert Mao was elected President General amid tensions. Yes, you had me right. There were tensions yesterday as the voting for the President General at the Democratic Party offices took place. Now, Mr. Norbert Mao was re-elected as the President General of the Democratic Party, and this happened during the 12th National Delegates Conference held at Asama Hotel in Bara City, Western Uganda on June 2nd. Now, Mao got 969 votes to beat his closest challenger, Buikwe South Member of Parliament, Dr. Michael Lulume Baiga, who got 339 votes. And in third place was Alitia Elia with only 52 votes. Now, another aspiring candidate, Mr. Richard Sebamala, was disqualified for failing to meet the required qualifications, including being an active party member for 10 years. And Dr. Gerard Siranda, Uganda's representative in Yala, retained his position as the party's general after defeating Mr. Ismail Kiria. Siranda polled 870 votes against Kiria's 312. And then Mukasa Mbide went unopposed for the position of Vice President, while Ms. Babidi retained her position as Treasurer. And the results were declared by Mr. Kennedy Motenyu at 7:50 p.m. during a function attended by a limited number of delegates. Well, I think it's now clear-cut when it comes to Martyrs. Democratic Party. One thing I've seen for sure is that all political parties have internal wrangles, and there have been an exchange of words. There has been, in some cases, an exchange of punches by some of these political leaders. I guess politics is one way for them to actually reveal to us their bad manners. But anyway, let's have a look at some of the news stories that we have today. Pilgrims from all over the world are thronging the Uganda Martyrs shrine in Namugongo to participate in the commemoration of their journey in faith to martyrdom. These our reporters found a few meters away from the shrines, were zeroing down the distance in preparations for the D-Day, which is today. And also the deputy IGP was in Namugongo. The Deputy Inspector General of Police, James Ochaya, inspected security installations and deployments around Namugongo in preparations for Martyrs' Day celebrations due today, 3rd June 2025. Mr. Ochaya confirmed at least 80 petty cases recorded with no suspect arrested. Now moving on, let's have a look at the traffic guidelines as released and shared by the Uganda Traffic Police. The traffic advisory for Uganda Martyrs Day celebrations on 3rd June 2025, which is today, were released and the traffic flow guidelines ahead of today's 3rd June Martyrs Day, and the flow chart starts from 3 a.m. up to 4 a.m. the following. This is how the traffic management will be in place. Jinja Kampala Highway will be normal traffic flow. Chireka-Chaliwajala Road will be one way for vehicles heading to the venue. Chaliwajala Nile interchange will be one way towards Chaliwajala. Chaliwajala Trading Center to the Catholic Church will be pedestrian walkway. Pedestrians will keep right. The left will be reserved for VVIPs and emergency vehicles. VIPs with vehicles bearing appropriate stickers will be allowed to access their parking space at the Catholic Church and Protestant Church. VIPs to the Catholic Church with cars bearing red stickers will access Namugongo through Chaliwajala via Semambo Road and park at the Namugongo Boarding Primary School, as will be guided by traffic police. Unless expressly specified by the organizers, VVIPs and VIPs with vehicles to the Protestant Church will access the venue through Bweyogerere Bukoto. Yes, for those that will be coming in from that side, that's how the traffic advisory looks. But continuing with the same, they will Bukoto Chobe Road, these ones, the VVIPs and VIPs going to the Protestant Church will access the venue through Bweyogerere Bukoto Chobe Road and park at the Protestant Church farm. And then continuing with the same, we look at foreign pilgrims to the Basilica or the Catholic Church with vehicles bearing blue stickers will be dropped off at Chaliwajala Trading Center, and vehicles will park at Vienna College School. Medical service vehicles will bear green stickers, and these should be clearly displayed for ease of identification. Service providers for the Catholic Church bearing purple stickers will access the venue through St. Kizito Lwanga Road at Namugongo Police Station entrance. These are advised to be at the venue in good time, starting from midnight of 3rd June 2025. Normal service vehicles will be allowed to access the venue after midnight. So I guess by this time, these have already been cut off. Pilgrims to Mamre International Prayer Center will access the venue through Bweyogerere Buto Chobe Road and park as will be directed by traffic police. Pilgrims from Northern Bypass will park at Hillside Nursery and Primary School. Pilgrims from Tinda, Chiwatule, Najera and Kasangati are advised to park at Chira Town Council Playground and Chira Municipal Council Mayor's Garden. Motor vehicles and motorcycles without appropriate stickers will not be allowed beyond the cut-off points. Taxi stages at Chaliwajala Trading Center, Sonde Road, Namugongo Road, Nile will be prohibited for the period this traffic management plan takes effect. Any taxi found at the stage will be impounded and the driver will be penalized. Vehicles abandoned along designated routes will be towed at owner's cost and will attract a penalty. We urge all motorists to follow the instructions of traffic officers and to exercise maximum discipline and patience on the road, and drivers and passengers are advised to plan their journeys in advance to avoid unnecessary delays and inconveniences. This is a traffic advisory for this day, Martyrs Day, June 3rd, 2025, from the Uganda Traffic Police. Now moving on, women, often referred to as the mother of a nation, have been urged to put God at the center of whatever they do. The President Mothers Union, Grace Murengezi, says despite the challenges and disruptions that life brings, women remain resilient. The call was during the Uganda Martyrs Women's Conference 2025 at the Anglican Martyrs site in Namugongo, Wakiso district. And in other news, pilgrims in Namugongo Catholic Shrine have been urged to leave sin if they want to come close to Jesus, call upon the Holy Spirit to fill their hearts in order to become conquerors with Christ. While leading the holy sacrifice of Mass held in front of the lake, the parish priest for Kasao, Lugazi Diosis, Father Tadeo Wadimba, said as pilgrims of hope, they have to always invoke the Holy Spirit throughout their journey of Christianity. Well, that does it for our news. We have so much more coming your way in the Martyrs Day celebrations today. My name is Olive Monica Najaba. Now let's have a look at what the dailies are saying today, starting off with the New Vision. And the headline in the New Vision says, NRM bigwigs rush for Member of Parliament and LC5 nominations. And we have a pictorial there of a faithful flock to Namugongo. And of course, still on the front page of the New Vision, more chaos as Mao wins top DP job. And then TVET staff to work under contracts. That is in the New Vision. How Bishop Hannington's execution led to Martyrs' deaths. Now that gives us an insight into the events that preceded the killing of the martyrs that we remember today. Still in the New Vision, 18 sub-counties risk missing seed schools. More on that under the Uganda Secondary Education Expansion Project funded by the World Bank. The government had planned to build Kisasi Seed Secondary School in Kawempe, Kampala. For more details, you'll go and buy yourself a paper. And Msevenomics, what is it all about? You have a question regarding Msevenomics, then you should get yourself the New Vision today. Now moving on, we cross over to Kenya with the Daily Nation. And the big headline there is how grade 9 choices will shape careers. And still in the Daily Nation, tears as activists recount torture in Tanzanian detention. Among these is Uganda's Agatha Athaire. And moving on, still in the Daily Nation, growing calls for release of anti-finance bill detainee. And the Daily Nation still shows Ruto intervenes in row over secret NIS camp at the coast. Ghost workers pocket millions as striking UHC medics lament poor pay. Well, moving on with the dailies, we come back to Uganda and look at the Daily Monitor. And the big headline there says how martyrs have touched the world. Home and away from local shrines, churches and institutions in Uganda, the rest of Africa and the United States, the names of St. Charles Ranga, Joseph Mukasa Balikudembe and fellow martyrs are etched on spiritual landmarks and everyday spaces. That is the Daily Monitor. Then still in the Daily Monitor, Agasire from vendor to detective, habitual suspect. Their tenders from GIZ, URA, United Nations, Capital Development, among others, in the New Vision. Still in the Daily Monitor, Still in the Daily Monitor, soldiers raid another police station and Mao wins DP presidency after chaotic meet. And the lizard has something to say. He says he has learnt a lot from cabinet. And that and so much more from the Daily Monitor. Now, I would like to share an insight from one of the dailies today about Martyrs Day, which says Uganda Martyrs influence across the globe. And it says nearly 140 years after they were executed for their steadfast Christian faith, the footprints of Uganda Martyrs continue to leave indelible marks across Uganda and other far corners of the world. Now, it does mention that in the United States, St. Charles Ranga Anglican Cathedral in the Diocese of Cascadia in North America was it stands tall, and then 45 number of martyrs. The martyrs were 45 across Uganda and the globe, and the memories of the 22 Catholic and 23 Anglican martyrs killed between 1885 and 1887 in Namugongo abound. Now, looking at Nigeria, Uganda Martyrs Catholic Church in Zuba, Abuja. So this map shows you the places where the Uganda Martyrs churches were erected. We have one in Italy, the Holy Martyrs of Uganda in Rome, and then in Ghana, the Martyrs of Uganda Catholic Church in Mamprobi, a suburb of Accra, and then St. Ranga Junior High School in Kumasi City, then Martyrs of Uganda Preparatory School in Kumasi City. Then in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Martyrs of Uganda Paris in Kinshasa, and then in Rwanda, Church of St. Charles Ranga, that is in Nyamirambo in Kigali, and then in Botswana we have St. Kizito Secondary School in Francistown City, and then in South Africa, Uganda Martyrs Parish in KwaZulu-Natal in Umlazi Town, southwest of Durban, and then in Zimbabwe we have Uganda Martyrs Parish, Magwengwe, Bulawayo, and in Zambia, Uganda Martyrs Parish in Lusaka, Kabwata Village, and then St. Charles Ranga College of Education in Chisebukusi, Monze District in Zambia. Now in Kenya, we have St. Matyr Mlumba Mission Hospital, St. Kizito Matisi Parish in Western Kenya, St. Matyr Mlumba Catholic Church in Thika, Central Province, St. Mulumba Academy Primary School in Thika Municipality, St. Kizito Vocational Training Institute located in Githurai, Now, those are some of the locations where martyrs' names abound and some of the structures that were erected in their names. That does it for our press review. Now, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, it's a beautiful morning. Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Uganda. My name is Olive Monica Najuma, today riding solo until further notice. But I promise you, we are going to have a jam-packed show today. Uganda and the rest of the world commemorate the Martyrs Day. Now, the Martyrs were murdered at the orders of the then King of Uganda, Kabaka Mwanga. They died for their faith, and today, June 3rd, Christians across Uganda, especially Catholics and Protestants, do remember them. There were 45, 23 were Catholics, and 23 were Protestants, and 22 were Catholics. And if you move to the sides of Namugongo, Chaliwajala, right now all roads have been closed off, and later on I'll be sharing details regarding the traffic guidelines that have been issued out by the Uganda Traffic Police Force. But thank you for joining us. It is a beautiful day. It is a new month, new beginnings. We have many celebrations within this month, but today something
was brought to you by...
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims throng Namugongo to honor the Uganda Martyrs. This year, the Martyrs' Day theme for Catholics is, "O Lord, let me see again. I, your pilgrim of hope." This theme is derived from the Jubilee year declared by the late Pope Francis and is intended to encourage spiritual renewal and hope among the faithful. Lugazu Diosis is going to lead the animation at Namugongo Catholic Shrine, while the theme for the Anglican Church is imitating God's goodness by doing good. The theme will focus on the Church's role in proclaiming the gospel with boldness, inspired by the unwavering faith of the Uganda Martyrs. The Northern Uganda Regional Cluster, comprising of the Dioceses of Lango, West Nile, Madi West Nile, Kitgum and Nebi, is leading the preparations at the Anglican site. Join us on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025, as we relay to you the celebrations in real time on UBC and Star TV.
Heroes Day is observed on the 9th of June annually in Uganda. On this day, we commemorate the sacrifices made during the Bush War of 1981-1986, which played a crucial role in shaping Uganda's political landscape. It is a time to remember and acknowledge the struggles and achievements of those who fought for independence, peace and justice, and to reflect on the ongoing efforts to build a better Uganda. This year, the celebrations will take place under the theme, "The Legacy and Ideals of Our Heroes, a Memorable Inspiration." Join us on Monday the 9th of June in Liantonde District as we relay the activities live on UBC. Happy Heroes Day.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Welcome back. My name is Olive Monica Najuma, and you are watching a special program of Good Morning Uganda, where we are broadcasting live from Nile Avenue and bringing you details regarding the commemoration of the Uganda Martyrs Day celebrations that are happening at Namugongo here in Kampala. Later on, I'll be sharing with you traffic guidelines that have been shared by the Uganda Traffic Police, so that you can plan your routes carefully. And if you don't have really need to leave home, maybe for some of you, you could even stay home, because the routes of Chaliwajala, Namugongo, most of them have been closed off to traffic. But if you must move, we will be sharing traffic guidelines. Now, that being said, we go back and share some information where the Deputy Inspector General of Police, James Ochaya, yesterday inspected security installations and deployments around Namugongo in preparations for the Martyrs Day celebrations due today, 3rd June 2025. Ochaya confirmed at least 80 petty cases were recorded with no suspect arrested. Let's take a listen.
The Deputy Inspector General Police, James Ochaya's morale boosted security personnel with a prompt inspection of the 3 main shrines accommodating pilgrims. Ochaya made the first stop at the Catholic shrine, proceeded to the Anglican, and also reached to the Martyr International Prayer Center. The Marine police officers are deployed on all waters around Namugongo to respond to uncertainties.
Both sites that are visited, security is now in place. People have come. I've talked to some, they are happy. Though they have come from very far, they are now relaxing and they are warming up for tomorrow.
Pilgrims are urged to be watchful of their property and vigilant against unscrupulous people.
They should abide by the advice that are being given by the officers, but mindful of themselves with their property. Because not all those who come here come to renew their faith. Others come to steal, others come to, do wrong things. So they should be watchful. The neighbor they have may not be a good neighbor. So they should be watching.
Police have organized a special place to handle issues of abandoned kids and people. This is under the Unit of Family and Child Protection.
So we have also created a center somewhere where our child and family protection officers are handling issues of the children, so that they're united with their families.
According to security, at least 3 million people are expected on all shrines, and security deployed at least 7,000 officers to ensure safety of pilgrims. Abdul Nasir Lubwama and Regan Ahumza for UBC.
Now we come back. I'm sure you're very curious about the history of the Martyrs. Now, the Uganda Martyrs were killed between 1885 and 1887 at the orders of the then Kabaka of Buganda, Kabaka Mwanga. And these were 45 Christian converts. 22 of these were Catholics and 23 were Anglicans. They were executed between 1885 and 1887 in the Kingdom of Buganda, now part of modern-day Uganda. Now, Kabaka Mwanga II ordered for their killing, and this was sparked by religious and political conflict at the Buganda Royal Court. The martyrs are commemorated for their unwavering faith in the face of persecution. Now, when we look at the background and context of their killing, the deaths of the martyrs occurred during a time of intense competition between Catholic and Anglican missionaries and the Buganda court, with both vying for influence and favor. Also, when we look at political instability, the executions took place against the backdrop of the scramble for Africa, where European powers were vying for control over African territories. You've heard it said they came with a Bible in one hand and with a gun in the other. Now, Kabaka Mwanga II, the King of Buganda, was initially tolerant of Christianity, but later became suspicious of the missionaries' influence and perceived a threat to his authority. He demanded that his subjects abandon their newly adopted faith and persecuted those who refused. The martyrs faced brutal methods of execution, including being burned alive, stabbed, or beheaded. The group included both Catholic and Anglican converts who were martyred for their refusal to renounce their faith. Some prominent figures among the martyrs include Denis Sebugwao, Matyr Mulumba, and Saint Chizito. We have Noah Mawagali and many others. Most of these were pretty young, but we know that Chizito, and preferably in the Catholic Church, preferably referred to as Chizito Mto, we know that he was about 14 years of age. And then Saint Balikudembe is known as the first martyr to be executed. Now, what's the significance and legacy of the martyrs? The Catholic Church beatified the 22 Catholic Uganda martyrs in 1920 and later canonized them in 1964. The Uganda martyrs are widely recognized and revered by both the Catholic and Anglican churches for their unwavering faith and courage. And the pilgrimage site in Namugongo is where many executions were carried out, and it remains a significant pilgrimage site for Christians, as evidenced by the events of today. What we see here is just a part of the pilgrims that have gone to Namugongo to commemorate the martyrs, but also as a symbol of faith that God can actually answer their prayers. I have been seeing testimonies from those that traversed the journeys to go to Namugongo. Last week, I've met some traveling all the way from Kenya to Uganda, and the other week I met those walking all the way from Kabale, Ntungamo, Mbarara, Masaka, coming to Kampala. So it is a symbol of faith. Now, in the beginning of the program, I did ask a question, what you would do comparing yourself to the martyrs that were executed in 1885 and 1887 and modern day Christianity. Would you go down for your faith? Would you refuse to renounce your faith, even if it meant losing your life? Another question, how has Christianity evolved today when you look at where we started as a country and where we are at today? Of course, comparing the events that occurred with the death of the martyrs. I'd like to hear your views on that, and that would be very enlightening. So Like I shared, the Uganda Martyrs' death was a symbol of faith in Uganda. But now I would like for us to turn our attention to the traffic advisory by the Uganda Police. It's very important that you plan your routes very carefully so that you do not get stuck. It should be noted that some places have been totally closed off until the end of the event today. So as you move, let us share the traffic advisory so that you are advised. And the traffic advisory for Uganda Martyrs' Day celebrations, 3rd June 2025, was released by the Traffic Police. It shows the flow guidelines ahead of today's 3rd Martyrs' Day, and the flow chart starts from 3 a.m. up to 4 a.m. This is how it goes. Jinja Kampala Highway will be normal traffic flow. Chireka Chaliwajala Road will be one way for vehicles heading to the venue. Chaliwajala Nalia interchange will be one way towards Chaliwajala. Chaliwajala Trading Center to the Catholic Church will be pedestrian walkway. Pedestrians will keep right. The left will be reserved for VVIPs and emergency vehicles. VIPs with vehicles bearing appropriate stickers will be allowed to access their parking space at the Catholic Church and Protestant Church. VIPs to the Catholic Church with cars bearing red stickers will access Namugongo through Chaliwajala via Semambo Road and park at Namugongo Boarding Primary School, as will be guided by Traffic Police. Unless expressly specified by the organizers, VVIPs and VIPs with vehicles to the Protestant Church will access the venue through Bwegere, Buto, Chobe Road and park at the Protestant Church farm. Foreign pilgrims to the Basilica or Catholic Church with vehicles bearing blue stickers will be dropped off at Chaliwajala Trading Center, and vehicles will park at Vienna College School. Medical service vehicles will bear green stickers, and these should be clearly displayed for case of identification. Service providers for the Catholic Church bearing purple stickers will access the venue through St. Kizito Lwanga Road at Namugongo Police Station entrance. These are advised to be at the venue in good time starting from midnight of 3rd June 2025. Normal service vehicles will be allowed to access the venue after midnight. Pilgrims to Mamre International Prayer Center will access the venue through Weyogere Buto Chobe Road and park as will be directed by Traffic Police. Pilgrims from Northern Bypass will park at Hillside Nursery and Primary School. Pilgrims from Ntinda, Chiwatule, Najera and Kasangati are advised to park at Chira Town Council Playground and Chira Municipal Council Mayor's Garden. Motor vehicles and motorcycles without appropriate stickers will not be allowed beyond the cut-off points. Taxi stages at Chaliwajala Trading Center, Sonde Road, Namugongo Road, Nalia will be prohibited for the period this traffic management plan takes effect. Any taxi found at the stage will be impounded and the driver will be penalized. Vehicles abandoned along the designated routes will be towed at the owner's cost and will attract a penalty. Motorists are urged to follow the instructions of traffic officers and to exercise maximum discipline and patience on the road. Please plan your journeys in advance to avoid unnecessary delays and inconveniences, and that is as advised by the Uganda Traffic Police. Now, events are already ongoing. The choir is ready, the pilgrims are ready. What we see right now is the event as it unfolds. It looks amazingly beautiful. By the way, if you've never been to Namugongo, this is the time for you to actually be there. And as a Christian, I believe that where two or more are gathered, then the Spirit of God is amidst them. So I believe that as the events are unfolding at Namugongo, the Spirit of the Lord is with the pilgrims. And it is a wonder for any Christian to actually take up the mantle of faith and to take up the mantle of faith and do the work without seeing, but with faith and believing that something great is going to unfold. It is a great thing to be a Christian, and the Bible says that the grace was given to us free of charge. All we have to do is take it. All we have to do is to accept and believe that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. Now, Lugazi Diocese unveils 500 strong choir for Martyrs Day. As we take you live, you will see a choir that will be ministering to us as a country, to the pilgrims that are already on ground. And this one comprises of 500 members. Lugazi Diocese has unveiled a 500-member choir set to unmet the Mass for the Uganda Martyrs Day celebrations at Namugongo today, the 3rd of June 2025. On Saturday, May 31st, Father Deogracious Mugabo, speaking on behalf of Lugazi Diocesan Vicar General Msnyo Richard Kayondo, addressed the choir ahead of their departure from St. Anthony of Padua, Kasangalabi Parish in Mukono Central Division, Mukono Municipality, where they had camped for several days of intensive training. Mr. Father Mugabo said the choir members had been selected from all 34 parishes of Lugazi Diocese and had undergone a year-long training process. He said, and I quote, "We started training from our different parishes. Later on, we had indoor training, which brought together all the members from every parish, including Kome and Buvuma in the islands," he said. He noted that this will be the second time Lugazi Diocese is animating the pilgrimage at Namugongo, the first having been in 2004, that is 21 years ago. Though we also did well in 2004, given the technology today, we are going to exhibit our best as far as church music is concerned, he said. Father Mugabo urged choir members to be mindful of their personal conduct at Namugongo, stressing the importance of staying together as a group and avoiding distractions. He said, again, I quote, "You are also pilgrims like the rest, and being choir members, you have a different responsibility which you must fulfill for the well-being of this big day. For those who cannot sleep without taking a bottle of alcohol, try your level best to live without it for the remaining days," end quote. He also advised them not to wander away from their designated camping areas in search of friends from other dioceses. And Ivan Mitala, the vice chairperson of the Lugazi Diocesan Choir, said the team had undergone the best possible training and was confident they would deliver an excellent performance. The group, led by the head of transport, Father Lawrence Tamale, traveled by several buses to Namugongo on Saturday afternoon from Mukono. And today, they will animate the thousands, hundreds of thousands that are at the shrines today, at both the Catholic and the Anglican shrines, as we remember the Uganda Martyrs. Well, we'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back, because UBC will be showing you events as they unfold live at Namugongo. Stick around.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, This is Good Morning Uganda.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims throng Namugongo to honor the Uganda Martyrs. This year, the Martyrs' Day theme for Catholics is, "O Lord, let me see again. I, your pilgrim of hope." This theme is derived from the Jubilee year declared by the late Pope Francis and is intended to encourage spiritual renewal and hope among the faithful. Uganda Diosis is going to lead the animation at Namugongo Catholic Shrine, while the theme for the Anglican Church is imitating God's goodness by doing good. The theme will focus on the Church's role in proclaiming the gospel with boldness, inspired by the unwavering faith of the Uganda Martyrs. The Northern Uganda Regional Cluster, comprising of the dioceses of Lango, West Nile, Madi West Nile, Kitgum and Nebi, is leading the preparations at the Anglican site. Join us on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025, as we relay to you the celebrations in real time on UBC and Star TV.
Heroes' Day is observed on the 9th of June annually in Uganda. On this day, we commemorate the sacrifices made during the Bush War of 1981-1986, which played a crucial role in shaping Uganda's political landscape. It is a time to remember and acknowledge the struggles and achievements of those who fought for independence, peace and justice, and to reflect on the ongoing efforts to build a better Uganda. This year, the celebrations will take place under the theme, "The Legacy and Ideals of Our Heroes, a Memorable Inspiration." Join us on Monday the 9th of June in Liantonde District as we relay the activities live on UBC.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Ratified in 1920 by the church in Rome, and then canonized in 1964. 22 martyrs were made martyrs. Now we hand over to Michael Jordan Lukomwa at the Catholic Shrine.
Today, it's the 3rd of June, Uganda Martyrs Day 2025. Yes, we are live here, and as well we'll give you what is happening at the Anglican site. Now, here at the Catholic Martyrs Shrine, Mass is being, and the whole celebrations are being hosted by Uganda Diocese, one of the 5 dioceses that make Kampala ecclesiastical province, that is Kampala Archdiocese. Uganda Diocese is led by Bishop, the Right Reverend Bishop Christopher Kakoza, and it is, if you have driven along Jinja Road, you have seen that cathedral. But it is a diocese that covers as far as the Jinja Bridge up to Lake Kyoga and some parts of Wakiso district, then Kayunga. It has like 4 or 5 districts that covers. That's Mukono, Kayunga, Buvuma, Kome Islands, and all that area. When we talk of Uganda Diocese, that is what we are talking about. Uganda was carved out of Kampala Archdiocese in 1996, and in 1997 it was consecrated as an independent diocese of its own, with under the leadership of the Right Reverend, now Bishop Emeritus Matthias Sekamanya, who was the first bishop of the diocese. So today they have the Right Reverend Bishop Kakoza, who is in the stewardship of the diocese, and they are here to celebrate, to host the celebration of the Uganda Martyrs Day 2025, which they last did in 2004, almost 20 years ago. Now, it is a very colorful event, as you can see on your screen. Since yesterday, thousands of pilgrims were making their way to the venue, and there are so many here. Inside and outside, there are thousands and thousands of pilgrims that came from all over Uganda and outside. I can see flags here of Burundi, Rwanda, Kenya, Malawi. I've met pilgrims from South Africa. I've met pilgrims from Burundi, DRC, all the countries around here. We have people that have come in to be part of the celebrations, not only now, but as usual, and there are so many here. But Today, their countries like Malawi, Malaysia, and all those countries, they have pilgrims that are representing here. So the number is so big of pilgrims that have come from outside Uganda. Lugazi has a very beautiful choir, as you can see in my background here, clad in a kanzu. That is the traditional wear of Buganda region, especially a kanzu and gomasi for the ladies. Like I said yesterday in the evening, this is a diocese that hosts districts which host people from different parts of the country, and that means diverse cultures amongst them. When you go to Kayunga, you will meet Basoga, Bagwere, Badama, Northerners, and Baganda living together. That is part of Lugazi diocese. You come to Lugazi town itself, it has people from northern Uganda, it has people from western Uganda, it has people from Busoga, and everywhere they are all settled in Lugazi, the town. Go to Mukono, the same, some parts of the islands in Buvuma and elsewhere. So they are coming up with a mixture of cultures, and we expect to see that in their performances and whatever they're going to present here, as they will be leading mass to host the celebrations of this year. Gwe atulaba ku Star TV wasuzo otya? Nze Michael Jordan Lukomwa ndi omu ku bantu abali wana abanje nya aba UBC abagenda okutusaako ebijaguzo by'olunaku lw'abajulizi ba Uganda batukirivu lwe tukuza buli 3 Juni era nga tuli wano e Namugongo. Nze nyimiridde ku kiggwa eky'abajulizi abakatoliki, naye of course tulina ne ttiimu eri ku kiggwa eky'abajulizi abakristaayo ba Anglican bo bayise bwotyo. Kakati tuli wano nga eno gye tuli essaza ery'erugazi lye ligenda okukulemberamu ebijaguzo by'omwaka guno, nga essaza ly'erugazi liri kitundu ku ssaza ekkulu ery'e Kampala. Essaza ekkulu ery'e Kampala lirina amasaza 5: Kampala, Lugazi, Luweero, Masaka ne Mityana. Kati Lugazi mwaga agakola Kampala leero yegenda okukulembera ebijaguzo era nga byatandise dda. Lugazi bw'oba wali oyiseeko ku luguudo lw'Ejjinja, nkakasa kathidro yaabwe ogirabaawo ng'oyingira ekibuga Lugazi, ye kathidro yaabwe, era bali ku luguudo olwo bagendera ddala okutuuka ku bridge enkulu eyawula Buganda ne Busoga. Bwe bavaawo bagenda paka ku bizinga by'Ekkoome. Bwe bavaawo Lugazi egendera ddala paka ku Lake Kyoga. Okiraba? Kakati eyo ye Lugazi diocese nga bwe mbadde ngikunnyonnyola. Lugazi diocese erina parishes 33 mwe muli Mukono, Nkokonjeru, Mbiko, Nyenga, nyingi nnyo ziri 33, amasomero, amalwaliro n'ebintu ebirala eby'enjawulo. Mwe musangibwa n'ekifo ekimu ku bikulu ennyo mu nkulaakulana y'ekereziya mu Uganda eky'Enkokonjeru. Mwenna abajjukira Mother Kevina alina ekifo Enkokonjeru, n'abaminsani n'ebifo ebinene bwe bityo. So eryo ly'essaza nga bwe nkusigidde ekifaananyi erigenda okutukulembera leero. Lyasalibwa ku Kampala Archdiocese mu 1996 nga lyatondebwawo omutukuvu Papa John Paul ye yalisala ku Kampala Archdiocese n'alifuula essaza eryetongodde ne likwasibwa omwepiskopi Matyr Ssekamaanya, kati omuwummuze era ndowooza ajja kubaawo wano. Bwe yakikwatamu nga enjogera ennaku zino bweri n'akivuga okutuuka gyo ly'abalamu bwe yawummudde n'akwasa omusumba Christopher Kakoza eyali omusumba omuyambi e Kampala. Kati ng'oyo ye mukulembeze atwala essaza ery'erugazi ku ssaawa eno nga egenda okukulemberamu mu misa wano, egenda okukulembera ebijaguzo eby'omwaka guno. So essaza Lugazi bwe lityo bwe lifaanana. What do we expect today? We expect mass, of course, but in a special way. Lugazi diocese has an arrangement, as I was informed by one of the leaders of the diocese yesterday. They will have newlyweds taking their vows here as a milestone to commemorate the day they have celebrated or hosted the celebrations for Uganda Martyrs Day. So there are couples that will take their vows, their marriage vows here, their matrimonial vows here today from Lugazi diocese. That is one new thing that many dioceses had not maybe thought of. Lugazi is coming up with it. Yes, mbadde nnyonnyola nti essaza lino lirimu bannayuganda ab'enjawulo mu bitundu byalyo eby'enjawulo. Gwe atulaba ku Star TV nti essaza Lugazi lirina ebitundu nga Kayunga nga mulimu abagwere, abadaama, abasoga, abagisu, abaganda, abanothana, abaganda baffe, abaluulu, abaki, nga bonna babeera kayunga. N'ojja mu kifo nga Lugazi ng'era kyekimu, bw'ogenda emukono kyekimu, bifo nga Mbikko kyekimu, Nkoko Njeru. Kakati kiki kye tusuubira mu Lugazi? Tusuubira okubalaba teweewunya nti yadde essaza liri mu Buganda, naye teweewunya ng'olabye Adungu, Essindogoma wano, amazina ag'enjawulo, kubanga balina okurepresentinga abantu abo bonna abawangaalira mu ssaza lyabwe. So kyekyo ekifaananyi eky'essaza Lugazi na kiki kye tubasuubiramu leero. So I was talking about the Bishop Christopher Kakoza, the one in the stewardship of the Diocese of Lugazi. He was the auxiliary bishop of Kampala Archdiocese up to 1990, up to 2014. 2014, yes, when he was made the Bishop of Lugazi Diocese after the retirement of Bishop Martyr Sekamanya, and he's now in the stewardship. He has seen creation of new parishes from the 22 that the diocese started with to 33 now that the diocese has. So it is now a very big diocese with a whole 33 parishes, and the new ones have been created under his stewardship as the Bishop of Lugazi Diocese. So that is how we are going to move. We want to give you a glimpse of the choir and how they have already started to give the heat and the warmth that we expect today here in Namugongo. Mpozi kyembadde sigambye gwali ku Star TV, Namugongo leero tugambe nti awuuma, abantu bangi nnyo 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 nnyo, kangambe nti abalamazi bangi nnyo 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 okuva mu Uganda wano n'ebweru we Uganda. Mbadde ngamba bannaffe abali ku UBC TV nti wano wajjudde bendera ez'amawanga ag'enjawulo, nengedde eya DRC, nengedde eya Kenya, eya Tanzania, eya Rwanda, eya Burundi, bendera zonna ziri wano. Abo kale nno baawano ku muliraano South Sudan. Naye ndaba bendera eya Malawi, bendera ya South Africa n'amawanga amalala mangi bali wano leero okubeera nga batwegasseeko okujaguza olunaku lw'abajulizi ba Uganda bano abatuukirivu. Wano we tuli ye Basilica, wano we tuli ye shrine emanyiddwa ng'ekifo ky'akaloolirwa nga lwaki. Wano we yattirwa ku Basilica eri waggulu, naye ebijaguzo bino bibeera wano wansi olw'okuba nti ffenna we tujja. Gye tunaba tugenda mu maaso eyo tujja kuba tubawa ebyafaayo byonna nga bwe byali era nga bwe binaaba. My cameraman is trying to show you the different pilgrims that have come from neighboring and a little far countries. I've talked of Malawi. I've been hosting this event a number of times, but this is the first time I'm hearing about Malawian pilgrims that are making their way here. We have South Africans, we have people from as far as Eritrea, Ethiopia, all the flags that you can see, and those groups that have not, and there are groups that have not yet raised their flags for them to be seen, but there are so many, we saw them arriving yesterday in the morning. So that is the way, how colorful the event is, and we shall give it to you as the day goes by, this very day, the 3rd of June. Security is a concern most of the time whenever there are gatherings like this, but there is a heavy deployment of police, military, and all security sister agencies that are ensuring that everyone here is as safe as expected. No one enters or accesses this venue without thorough checks, and when you try to go out, you may not be allowed to return, in a sense of ensuring security of all the people here. Health, I've seen ambulances of different health service givers that are here to ensure that everyone is in a good condition, and in case of anything, you can be evacuated and given assistance, plus the Uganda Red Cross that are here to watch all that, in addition to the different health service providers attached to the Catholic Church and the nation in general. So we are at Namugongo, I would say, with a vibe. We'll be talking to the different people, part of the those in the organizing team, part of Lugazi Diocese. We'll talk to the jubilants themselves, different pilgrims from the different countries, and we'll get to know their story and how they have the attachment what they get to know, what inspires them in as far as the Uganda matters are concerned. We thank you so much for watching, and this is how we are going to be moving and having the whole event and the celebrations here on UBC TV. They have a choir of 500 people, 500 choristers that are going to shine here today, as you can see, clad in the kanzu and gomasi. They have dancers from the different schools owned and run by the Diocese of Lugazi, as still you will see. They have prepared an offertory kind of lineage, and all that, according to what they promised, is expected to be in a very colorful mode. So, let us give you a chance to have a taste of the beautiful voices from Lugazi Diocese, the Uganda Matters Day celebrations host of 2025. It's UBC TV inspiring Uganda. Mbadde ngamba gwali ku TV nti Lugazi yalese kwaya y'abantu 5 ng'omwe muli abamaloboozi bano boolaba okuli abaana bagenda okubiibya wano nga bava mu masomero aga Diosis ag'enjawulo kw'ossa ne bandi era nga nayo ya Diosis eyo. Kwegamba tusuubira music ow'ebika eby'enjawulo naye ng'ava mu ssaza lyerimu abantu be bamu products ez'enjawulo. So, gwe atasobodde kujja Namugongo w'oli awakaawo tugenda kuba tukuwa omukolo gwonna mu bujjuvu bwagwo. Webale kubeera ng'otwegasseeko katusooke tukuwa omukisa okulaba kwaya eno nga bwe yeteekateeka. Misa egenda kutandika essaawa 3 zennyini ez'okumakya. So tubuzayo dakiika nga 10 okuwera 2, kitegeeza in an hour's time misa ejja kuba etandika era ng'ennyiriri obwedda balangirira nti zijja kusigala mu basilika waggulu okutuuka wano ku altari. Like I was telling people on TV, Mass will begin at 9 a.m. led by the Right Reverend Christopher Kakoza, because it is their day as Lugazi Diocese, and being the bishop, he will lead Mass. We'll have vestments of the clergy in the basilica, and they will come straight to the altar for Mass. We thank you so much for watching, and this is all we have for you today, Uganda Matters Day celebrations 2025. Let's give you a chance to have a glimpse of the beautiful choir of Lugazi Diocese. We'll get back with interviews and other discussions to do with the day and the diocese, and more information that you need as a Christian, as a follower, as a Ugandan. Thank you so much for watching.
Well, that was Michael Jordan Lukomwa coming to us live from the Namugongo grounds, or what you would call the pilgrimage site. My name is Olive Monica Najoma, and you are watching Good Morning Uganda, a special production for the commemoration of the Martyrs Day celebrations that are happening today at the Uganda Martyrs shrines in Namugongo. Now, it's important to remember that there were 45 Martyrs, 23 Anglican and 22 Catholics, and we have been on the Catholic side. Later on, we will be looking at the Anglican side as well, but from what I have seen and from what Jordan has shared, we already have plenty of pilgrims that are already in at the pilgrimage site and seeking blessings and of course worshiping and praising the Lord. Now, Lugazi Choir will be leading Mass today. They will be ministering to us, and the choir is comprising of 500 members. 500 members coming from different parishes in Lugazi, and all of them, they have been training for over a year, and today they will unveil to us what they have been preparing for us for the entire year. Now, it should be remembered that they arrived at the pilgrimage grounds on the 1st of June 2025. Yesterday they rested and also rehearsed so that to get ready for today's events. Men and women from different parishes, young people, students as well, among the choir members that we are seeing right now on our screens. Now, Lugazi Diocese has over 33 parishes, and these include, among others, Chiwanga, Seta, Mukono, Buvuma Islands, Namugongo, Namagunga, Nkokonjeru, to mention but a few. And all of this came together to form that choir of 500 people that will be ministering to us. Now, looking back at 2024 Martyrs Day celebrations, it is reported that we had over 690 pilgrims that went to the Martyrs shrines. I think this was the biggest number since we opened up after COVID-19. So a question remains, how is it going to look like at the end of today? How many pilgrims would have visited Namugongo pilgrimage sites, both at the Catholic and also at the Anglican side? One thing I know for sure is that people have the hunger and thirst for God, and they need Him to quench it, so they have trekked thousands of miles, hundreds of miles. Some have come from the United States, some have come from Europe, others have come from different areas within Africa. Like Jordan shared, some had come from as far as Malawi. We have those that have come in from Botswana. We have others coming in from Zambia, South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and many neighboring countries, all in search of one thing: the grace of God, and of course to partake of the blessings that were bestowed upon the Uganda Martyrs. Now, if you're just catching the production, we started all the way from 6:30 in the morning, and we have started seeing a bit of insight into what is going to unfold at the Martyrs shrines. The main service, there will be a service, the words of the day will be read from the Basilica, inside the Basilica. Have you been to the Basilica? Have you been to Namugongo? Have you gone, have you trekked? Have you gone on a pilgrimage? Maybe it's a thing you can try out this year. Those that are trekking are still allowed in. Unfortunately, if you do not have a sticker, let's say a VIP sticker, VVIP sticker, service provider, among others, you will not be allowed into the venue. It's also important to note that service providers were stopped from entering at midnight. So if you had gotten your sticker but were delayed, it might be hard for you to access the grounds. It's important to also remember that security is tight. There will not be any incident whatsoever, because our men and women in uniform are working tirelessly to ensure that there is security for every single person that is at the pilgrimage grounds. Now, a little history about the Uganda Martyrs, if you're just joining us right now. We have learned so much about them. They were killed in 1885, I beg your pardon, and 1887. They were ordered, the ordering of their killing was by the then Kabaka Mwanga II of Buganda. And as I shared earlier, the Martyrs were killed mainly because they failed or refused to renounce their faith in Jesus and take part in the traditional religious ways of the time. So this new Christian God, who was basically an alien in Buganda at the time. And also it's important to note that in as much as they died for their faith, their deaths happened at the time of the scramble and partition of Africa, where missionaries and Europeans at the time were trying to take control of African spaces, our lands, our minerals, and there is a section of scholars who believe that when the missionaries came to the country at the time, they didn't 100% come into the country because they had come, for lack of a better word in Luganda is to say okuliowe myoyo. There is that section and school of thought, but they are saying that they were used as a tool to take over Africa. But then there is the other section that says, be that as it may, the truth is people's lives were transformed by the gospel, and among those whose lives were transformed by the gospel are the Uganda Martyrs. And because they worked in the royal court and refused to renounce their faith, they unfortunately had to be murdered. Now, they were killed in different ways. Some were burned to death, others were butchered, others were, for lack of a better way to put it, speared, to mention but a few ways through which they were murdered. It was gruesome, it was horrendous, and among them was a 14-year-old known in the Catholic Church as Kizito Omto. And Balikudembe was the first martyr to be murdered. The site of his death is the present-day Owino Market, also known as St. Balikudembe Market. Yes, that's where he was murdered from. Then the others were killed from the areas of Namugongo, because apparently at the time that was one of the execution sites in Buganda. So thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast. We will be bringing you so much more. Robert Onyango will also be joining us later on from the Catholic Shrine and giving us so much more details regarding the events that are unfolding at the pilgrimage grounds right about now. Now, this year's theme is, "Oh Lord, let me see again, I, your pilgrim of hope." It's important to remember that the Catholic Church beatified the 22 Catholic martyrs in 1920 and later canonized them in 1964. So these are men of valor. The Catholic martyrs and even the Anglican martyrs, they remind me of the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who refused to stop praying at the time, and the king of the time ordered for their burning. And as the throngs of fire went up, these men continued to pray. And it is believed that there was a fourth man with them, who was the angel of God that protected them. Now we go back to Michael Jordan at the pilgrimage grounds.
Yes, I'm so grateful, dear listeners. We are indeed delighted that Lugazi Diocese is unmating and leading Mass this year, 2025. The choir, like I said yesterday, we are more than ready. A team of more than 500 choristers, 170 dancers from 2 primary schools. They are more than ready, and indeed you felt it. We've started with the preludes.
We have not yet felt it.
We are yet there. We've just unveiled. It is just a beginning. Just await the best from this choir.
According to my gatherings, you have 33 parishes as a diocese.
Yes.
Should we say these 500 people are gathered from the 33 parishes, or it's just a few parishes that have made up the choir?
Absolutely. What we did, we collected all choristers from our 33 parishes. All parishes are fully represented. Yes, please.
How many hymns have you prepared to lead this whole place?
We have 83 songs ready to be unveiled in today's liturgy.
What is the selection like, be it Lugazi Diocese? You are a diocese with places like Kayunga, which may have over 50 tribes in one place. Places like Lugazi itself as the town that may have over 30 tribes in one place. Places like Mukono, places like the Mbiko, you know yourself, with different tribes. You will find Mbiko with the Basoga, Baganda, Banyankore in one place and Banyaranda. So what kind of a selection do you have that caters or represents all of that?
Actually, we were so considerate, Namugongo being an international function. we considered all regions, not only in Lugazi, but around Uganda and across the borders. We have Kiswahili hymns, we have Nyankore hymns, we have Latin, we have English. Of course, Luganda dominating because we're in the central. We have to give it a priority. But we've considered all regions and you'll test it.
Okay.
Yes, please.
For how long have you practiced and prepared this choir?
We started last year in July, but we've been meeting twice in a month. Not until when we drew closer to the function. We had to chip in more days, but at least we started in July. Till date, we've been preparing this choir. I
was told you have been in Namugongo for a week as the choir. True or false?
Actually, it's not a week. We reported, I think, for 4 to 3 days. Okay. Considering given it is very D-Day, we consider it as a day. Yes. We've been here for 4 days.
There must be Lugazi diocesans that have not made it to Namugongo. What kind of message would you give them as the representative of the choir?
To all our brothers and sisters from Lugazi, around Lugazi Diocese who have not come for this pilgrimage, yes, one, we believe you're going to miss this memorable function. However, it is online. I'm sure they are with us. Two, Lugazi made a unique preparation. It considered even our learners from primary schools, secondary schools. They were given a special day. And indeed, they participated fully. So we strongly believe even those who have not come, they are with us in spirit, even on media.
Many dioceses here prepared dances and colorful offertory lines. Should we expect all that?
Just expect something a little better unique. Like I said, we have 170 dancers. It has not been here before. They are going to surround the whole of this Kayanja.
Okay.
Yes, with a number of dances. Just keep watching.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, I was talking about a very big choir of 500 choristers and 170 dancers. The choir, one of the choir masters, has emphasized and confirmed that that's the big number, and according to him, he's speaking with a lot of courage that they are going to show us what we have not seen before in Namugongo. We are waiting. Atulaba kusta tubadde twogera n'omu ku bakulembeze ba choir enene eri wano eya Lugazi Diocese agenda okubanga eyimba misa eno. Atugambye nti kituufu bali 5 ate balina abagenda okubiibya bawera ddala 17 nga bavudde mu masomero ga diocese ag'enjawulo. Kakati ffe tulinze bulinzi kulaba kiki kyennyini kye balina, era agamba nti balina ennyimba 83 nga zalondeddwa okusinziira ku bantu ab'enjawulo abali mu ssaza Lugazi abava mu bitundu bya Uganda eby'enjawulo. Nga bwe nagambye nti ekitundu Lugazi yokka nga town council erimu amawanga gonna agali mu Uganda. Bw'ogenda e Kayunga wali amawanga gonna agali mu Uganda. Bw'ogenda e Mukono kye kimu. Kakati balina ennyimba ezaselectingiddwa with consideration of all that. Kyekyo kyabadde aggumiza nanyini omu ku bakulembeze ba choir. So bwe tuli bwetyo bwe tugenda okutambula olunaku lwalyo tugenda kuba twogera n'abantu ab'enjawulo. Muganda we Nkatamba Kiryowa John Mary, kiki ky'omanyi ku diocese y'e Lugazi?
Atuwuliriza n'atulaba enkya y'olunaku olwaleero, twagala okukwanirizaako wano ku Mutala Bulooli e Namugongo ku kiggwa ky'abajulizi abakatuliki. Nga nno wano kye kiggwa ekitongole ekyasigalako ennamba y'abajulizi era ekyaweebwayo Eklezia Katolika mu Uganda okuba nga kitongozeddwa ng'ekiggwa ky'abajulizi ba Uganda. Abajulizi ba Uganda basigala mu bifo eby'enjawulo nga Takajjunge Mukono. Eno nno nga yewasigala omujulizi awolereza essaza lino ery'e Lugazi. Ekiggwa ky'abajulizi eky'Emunyonyo ate n'Emityana saako na wano we tuli ku Mutala Namugongo we tuzze okujjukira olunaku lw'abajulizi ab'omulundi guno. Basebo ne bannyaba batulaba mu ngeri enjawulo mu butongole nange njagala okubaaniriza wano ku kiggwa ky'abajulizi abakatuliki e Namugongo. Muto wange Michael Jordan Lukomwa, ekimu kyaŋŋambye kwemba ntandikira ly'essaza ly'e Lugazi. Essaza ly'e Lugazi munnange omulungi atulaba wano ku lutimbe lwa UBC TV ne Star TV enkya y'olwaleero litambudde emyaka 28 bukyanga Lugazi lifuulibwa essaza. Lyalangirirwa ng'ennaku z'omwezi 19 omwezi ogw'e12 mu 1996 kitaffe mu budde obwo omutiibwa Emmanuel Cardinal Wamala ng'asinziira mu lusirika lw'abasosodooti olwali ekisubi yalangirira essaza Lugazi ng'alijja ku ssaza ekkulu ery'e Kampala nga essaza ery'okusatu okuva ku Kampala. Mujjukire nti Kampala yatandikira Nsambya nevaako Kampala Diosis ate nerangirirwa ng'ennaku z'omwezi 19 omwezi gwa 12 1996 nga bagabyeko essaza kati eri tukuŋŋaanyiza wano erya Lugazi. Mukadde ako ng'ennaku z'omwezi 23 omwezi ogwokubiri mu butongole 1997 Kampala Archdiocese yawaayo mu butongole essaza lino ery'e Lugazi ate ne tulifuna ng'ennaku z'omwezi 23 omwezi ogwokubiri mu 1997 mu butongole era ne tufuna essaza ly'e Lugazi. Omusumba bwe lyatondebwawo lyakwasibwa omusumba Matthias Sekamanya ng'omusumba eyasooka okusumba essaza lino ng'alijja nga ye yali omusumba omubeezi ow'essaza ery'e Kampala. Essaza lino mukadde kano likulemberwa kitaffe mu Katonda Bishop Christopher Kakoza ng'ono nno yalondebwa ng'omusumba w'essaza lino ng'ennaku z'omwezi 4 omwezi ogwa Novemba wa 2014 n'akwata obukulembeze bw'essaza lino era nga naye ye yali omusumba omubeezi mukadde ako ow'essaza ery'e Kampala. Abasumba bano bombi kitaffe Matthias Sekamanya yasooka okukulembera essaza lino yali omusumba omubeezi ow'e Kampala ate bw'atyo n'omusumba kitaffe mu Katonda Christopher Kakoza era naye yasooka kubeera musumba omubeezi ow'essaza ery'e Kampala. Nabwe kityo bassebo ne bannyaba abali ku UBC TV ne Star TV enkya y'olunaku luno emyaka 28 essaza lino gye lyakatambula bukyanga litondebwawo. Njagala kweyunga kw'omu ku boogezi ab'enkizo mu ssaza lino ery'e Kampala mukadde wange Jeje Semanda twogereko naye kubanga y'omu kuba bwetunuulira essaza lino avandoza mu Paris etandika wano eyeseeta era bali mu buvunaanyizibwa obw'okuzimba ekigo ekyo naye y'omu ku bakalabalaba b'omukolo guno abatongole gwe njagala sooke twogereko naye mu nteekateeka nga bwetambudde ey'olunaku luno. Jeje nsanyusa okulaba.
Ndowooza nze nsinze.
Oli otya munnange?
Ffe tuli bulungi okufa obufi.
Weebale obuweereza bw'ensi n'obw'eddiini.
Kye tulina okukola Katonda yatuweereza ku nsi kuno tumuweereze mu nsi ate oluvannyuma tumutendereze emirembe gyonna mu ggulu.
Oli ku lutimbe olutongole olw'eggwanga enkya y'olunaku olwaleero.
Katonda yeebale.
Namusiza ku bannansi obwesedde n'obwesedde obukulaba.
Njagala okulamusa bannayuganda. Njagala okulamusa bannayuganda mwenna abalaba UBC omukutu gw'eggwanga omutongole. Twagala okulamusa abali ku mikutu gyonna nga mugoberera ebifa mu Uganda kakati kubanga olunaku lw'abajulizi si lwa Uganda yokka ne lunaku lwa nsi yonna. Mu kubeera olw'ensi yonna tuli Namugongo ekyafaayo kino wekyalabikira emyaka kati gikunuukiriza mu 14 okuva mu mwaka wa 1886 abajulizi lwe battibwa ate bamale balangirirwe mu lubu lw'abatuukirivu mu mwaka gwa 1964 bassebo ne bannyabo kino kye kyafaayo we kitutuusiza ekyabajulizi. Tubaagaliza mwenna okutwetabako bulungi. Tutambulidde ku mulamwa ogugamba tyayi mukama mpa okulaba nate nze omulamazi wo ow'essuubi. Omulamazi ow'essuubi mubala gwatuweebwa kati omugenzi Papa Francis nga gutulaga nti omwaka guno mutukuvu kye tuyita omwaka ogwa jubireewo.
Jeje emyaka gitambudde 22 ng'abajulizi be tuzze okujjukira wano. Bukyalugazi efuluma wano gitambudde emyaka 22. Mmwe mukulembeddemu enteekateeka y'olunaku luno. Kitegeeza ki eri mmwe?
Emikisa gya lugazi. Ekkubo we litabafunda libeera gazi. Essaza lino lyatandika mu 1997 we tukuliza twasembayo okuza olunaku luno mu mwaka gwa 2003. Ebiseera ebyo omusumba waffe kati omumuze Katonda akyamukuumye Martyrs Sekamanya ye yali omusumba era ye musumba omulubereberye eyakwasa essaza lino. Kaakati oluvannyuma lw'emyaka 22 temwerabira n'abajulizi ba Uganda bali 22. Egyo mikisa miyerere naye waliwo akalala era watukuliza olunaku lw'abajulizi kati nga ekereziya ayina paapa omujja omutukuvu Paapa Leo owe-14. Njagala bali ku UBC bakimanye Paapa Leo owe-13 ono gwaddidde mu bigere ng'owe-14 yeyalangirira era yeyakkiriza abamisani okujja wano mu mwaka gwa 1879.
Naye jeje olaba otya bwe tukolayo ekyebyafaayo tufuneko nga tetunaba kubulizayo bajulizi abeerugazi mu nteekateeka yaabwe. Tufuneyo enteekateeka gy'ogenda okunyumizaamu lugazi mu nteekateeka yaayo olw'embeera y'akadde kubanga wano ebeera nfunda. Njagala oweeyo obubaka obw'enjawulo ate ngende tufune omugenyi omulala tunyumye.
Twagala baagaliza olunaku olulungi omusumba ateeseteese no kwaya eyitibwa United Voices of Lugazi. Kwaya esukamu abakyala n'abaami abambadde obulungi ne batukagana ne kala z'abajulizi nga bw'obalaba basoba mu 500 bwe bakangamu ku ddoboozi naawe ojja kukkiriza kaakati tukuza lunaku lw'abajulizi. Mu kaseera kano abajulizi bakole ebyamagero eri buli muntu azze Namugongo olwaleero.
Kale tukweyanza jeje. Kale njagala kuzaayo eri muganda wange Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Essaza lino liwolereza omujulizi Ponsiano Ngondwe era naye eyasigala mu ttaka Junge mu mukono yalondebwa n'akwasibwa essaza lino eryalangirirwa mu 96 ng'ennaku z'omwezi 19 ogw'e12 ate ne lifuulibwa essaza mu butongole ng'ennaku z'omwezi 23 omwezi ogw'1997 ne likwasibwa omusumba Martyrs Sekamanya ng'eyali omusumba omubezi ow'essaza ery'e Kampala nga kati kitaffe Christopher Kakooza era yagenda okuyimba misa ey'ekitiibwa wano ku kiggwa ky'abajulizi abakatuliki e Namugongo. Kankuzeeyo eri muganda wange Michael Jordan Lukomwa akuwa ebyalaba wano. Michael.
Weebale nnyo Katamba okukikuba mu mbeera bw'etyo. Now, to you watching UBC TV, I mentioned about international pilgrims. Every year we talk to a group, but this time round we have. No, you can all come. Please come. Please come. Please come. Come this side. Let me stand in the middle. Yes. So we have international pilgrims come from countries far away. I would say far away. We are used to Tanzania, Rwanda, East Africa, but I have from
Malawi.
I will hold for you. You come from Malawi?
Yes.
What is your name?
My name is Stella Kamwendo Lungu, National Chair of Friends of Uganda Martyrs, Malawi.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of information is in Malawi about Uganda Martyrs?
These were Catholics and non-Catholic believers that were killed during the leadership of King Manga during Buganda Kingdom. They were Anglicans, Muslims, and also Catholics.
So how do you celebrate them besides the event that you come to attend in Uganda? Is there anything that is in the line of the Uganda Martyrs in your country?
Yes. We usually have Uganda Martyrs celebrations in the parishes because other parishes were named the Uganda Martyrs team.
You have parishes named after Uganda Martyrs?
Yes.
Like which ones?
Joseph Mukasa in Blantyre Diocese. Yeah, and St. Kizito in Diocese of Lilongwe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. Okay, good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Which country are you from?
I am from Mozambique.
You came from Mozambique.
Yes.
How did you travel to Uganda? Because normally in Uganda, most of the people you see here walk 100 kilometers, 300 to make it here as a pilgrimage. How did you make yours? Did you fly in or how did you come?
We came by bus and it took us 5 days to get here.
Okay. So what is in Mozambique about the Uganda Martyrs? Do you have anything like Uganda Martyrs connected to in Mozambique?
Yes, in some dioceses or parishes, we have names that have to do with Uganda Martyrs, like Carlos Luanga. We call, in Portuguese it's Carlos Luanga, but it's Charles Luanga. Yes, so we have a history and we have a knowing about the Ugandan Martyrs.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, you are from?
Me, I'm coming from Rwanda.
You come from Rwanda?
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Jean-Marie Viana Chirutimana. Yeah.
So, at least you're not very far away from the Uganda Martyrs.
Yeah.
Many Ugandans believe in the miraculous way of the Uganda Martyrs. They believe that when they take water here, it heals their diseases, it helps them in different problems. Is this belief there also in Rwanda about Uganda Martyrs?
Yeah, from the miracles from the water, for example, here, as also as Catholic Christian from Rwanda, we believe that those martyrs, as they are brothers in the faith, they can make us also miracles to us as we are here, and we come here to celebrate them.
What does this say about Africa? That we are having something religious, something faith-based, uniting us. What kind of message would you give to an African, wherever, out in the continent, in as far as this is concerned?
Yeah, as Africans, what I can tell to Africans, you see that the missionaries have brought us the faith, especially for Catholics. As all Africans, what I can tell them is that they may believe the faith that you have brought with the missionaries and the others, brothers and sisters who have brought us that faith as Catholics in Africa, in the whole continent of Africa.
Do you also have parishes in Rwanda named after Uganda Martyrs?
Yeah, there are some parishes which follow the names of the Uganda's Martyrs. Yeah,
like which ones? Give us some examples.
Matyr Mulumba and Karoli Rwanga.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
So you are welcome.
So, is this your first time in Uganda?
No, this is my second time. Mozambique actually started participating in this ceremony last year.
Okay,
yes.
So you came last year and
yes,
this year.
Yes.
How would you describe your time in Uganda last year and now, especially for a religious function?
For a religious function, last year it was a bit difficult for us. We couldn't enter the shrine properly. There was a lot of disturbances and stuff. But this year, everything has changed. It's very easy. We came into the shrine easily, and I think the Holy Spirit is leading.
Did you come in late? What happened?
We came in a little early, like around 5. We were walking into the shrine.
Okay.
Yes, but we walked in without difficulties, nothing.
What would be your message to people back home who are watching this on YouTube, on Facebook?
I would like to say to my brothers and sisters back home in Mozambique that we must come to this holy place. We must visit this holy place. It is worth it.
Thank you so much.
You're
Your
welcome.
name once again?
Graça Jaime.
I'm winding up with you.
Yes.
Do you have any testimonies? People in Uganda here, you look into that camera. People in Uganda here give testimonies about the water. Yes. I've ever met a lady who said she had failed to get pregnant, but with the water in Namugongo, she has 3 children.
Yes.
Are there testimonies that you have heard of or seen?
Yes, these testimonies are true. Even in Malawi, we have the same because of the holy water that we took here to Malawi. Others are saying more testimonies.
Okay.
Yes.
There are people that have a
yes, indeed.
what would be your message to Malawians that didn't make it here? They could be watching on TV, on YouTube, or anywhere.
It's my prayer to all Malawians to come and visit Namugongo Shrine. We are receiving more blessings here. Let's don't take for granted the water that is here at Namugongo Shrine. Okay. We are receiving blessings.
Thank you so much. Okay, those are international guests that we have from different countries. You're coming? We have Mozambique, this is Malawi, Mozambique, and Rwanda, but the other side has Tanzania, DRC, and so many other countries. So this tells you how big this place is. Thank you so much for watching. Robert Onyango here wants to talk to one of the leaders, the political leaders from Lugazi Diocese, and from there we'll get back with more other interviews. We have the whole day here. Thank you so much for watching.
Good morning, Comrade Jordan.
Good morning, sir.
How is it so far?
Beautiful. Lugazi is so far walking the talk.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Well, that has been Comrade Jordan Lukomwa, and we want at least to go the political side. Those were pilgrims from the neighboring countries. I'm being joined here by the Honorable Minister from Lugazi Diocese, that is Diana Mutasingwa. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, how are you?
Happy Martyrs Day.
Happy Martyrs Day to all the people in Uganda, to all the Ugandans, and especially Lugazi Diocese. As the name says.
Why especially Lugazi Diocese?
Because this is a special day. I don't think, I've not seen something more colorful than this. So it is very important for us as Lugazi Diocese to celebrate, because we don't know if we'll ever have another chance to be the main celebrant. So we are overwhelmed and very happy.
Can I ask this? Lugazi last admitted Mass here in 2004. How old was Honorable Diana Mutasingwa?
2004, 2004, I was in primary. Yes, I was in primary. 2004, I think I was in, is it P7 or P6, I think? Yeah. Yeah.
So we guess the next time Lugazi will be coming here, will be a grandmother.
Yes, I will be a grandmother. I will be a grandmother. I will be old enough, and I will be happy to also be here. I hope to be as old as that here. Yeah.
Now, Minister, look at the current Uganda today. How have we managed as a country to keep the story of the Uganda Martyrs alive up to today?
Because why we have managed to keep it alive is because these people sacrificed themselves as martyrs for their faith, as Catholics, because they said they were Catholics, they were Muslims, they were Anglicans. So it is something that we remember every single year. So it's something that we have kept in our faith, that if these people would die for their faith at a very young age, because most of them were young, actually, they were not old people. As Catholics, as Christians, we have to always remember this day. There are very few people in this world who can sacrifice themselves as martyrs. So as Uganda, we have managed to keep it historical, and it's even more of a tourism. I was even telling the bishop the other day, this should be a tourism. It should be a tourism set, because we have so many people from all walks of life that come here, because we have Kenyans, I've seen people coming from different parts of the world. So it is something that as Uganda, that we are supposed to jubilate and be proud of, that we could have Ugandans who can die for their faith, and something like that. So I think as Ugandans, it's important to celebrate this day, to remember these people for the sacrifices they have given, they have done for their faith. And us as Ugandans, and also people that believe in God, that we can sacrifice for our faith. So it's something that Uganda has to always celebrate, yes.
Most of us, the pilgrims, including me and you, when we come here on such a day, we come with so many prayers. What is that special prayer Honorable Diana Mutasingwa carries on such a day?
My prayer here, when I came here 2 days ago, actually, my first prayer was to strengthen my faith as a Catholic, as a believer. That's number one, because if we strengthen our faith, through faith, everything can be done. So I feel that the first thing I'm praying for is God to strengthen my faith as a Christian and as a Catholic, and two, to help me pass through the elections, because we're having heated elections coming soon, and to pray for peace. To pray for peace and also to pray for good leaders that are going to be able to go down to the grassroots, to work for the common person. So those are my prayers. Yeah.
Lastly, you sit in cabinet. Are you in a position to share to us who is likely coming here as the chief's guest?
I don't know, but what I know, I'm not sure about it, but I think the vice president will be coming as the chief guest, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to say something that, but I think the vice president will come, but we hope that the president can also come and pass by here, because it will be something strengthening us as Catholics. When we see our president here, we are very happy, but also the vice president, because she's also the vice president of the Republic of Uganda, we shall be happy to see her.
Your last remarks to the people of Lugazi Diocese watching you.
My last remarks to the people of Lugazi, I think I will speak in Luganda. Njagala okubayozayoza okutuuka ku lunaku luno, nkimanyi tuzze nga tutegeka olunaku luno lubeerewo, tubayozayoza nnyo nti all the preparations have come to, you can see there is something beautiful here. So twagala okubayozayoza naddala abantu b'e Lugazi Diocese nti olwaleero okutambula okulamaga kituwadde essuubi, kituwadde okukkiriza. So njagala Abannayuganda abali eyo n'abantu b'e Lugazi Diocese n'abantu b'e Buyikwe, balabye bazze mu bungi, tubasanyukidde nnyo, ate olunaku luno tusuubira nti lugenda kubeera lulungi, lugenda kubeera colorful, ne faith yaffe ejja kwongera okubeera y'amaanyi. So mbasabira mirembe, mbasabira akalulu akalungi akajja nti tuwagire, kyokka tetuteekawo nga waliwo obuzibu bwonna, tuwagire omuntu nga tuli peaceful. Yes.
That has been Honourable Minister Diana Mutasingwa. For the interest of time, we want to cross over back to the broadcast house in Kampala, but of course, after there, we shall be connecting direct to Nakianja to get the updates from Deborah Namamonde, who has also been on standby for the last 10 minutes. And we will be back here shortly as soon as the program here kicks off. Of course, my comrade Jordan Lukomwa and Katamba John Mary are also on my back here, but they will be coming back to your screen shortly after the Nachianja updates.
All right, we have been at the Catholic site that is with Michael Jordan Lukomwa and also Robert Onyango, who was speaking to the state minister in the office of the vice president, that is Honorable Diana Mutasingwa. Now, Honorable Diana Mutasingwa is the first minister from Buyikwe district, and also she's the woman member of parliament for Buyikwe who replaced Judith Babidi. Now we cross over to Deborah Namamonde at the Anglican site.
Yes, our viewers, a good morning. All those who have been watching us from all that the whole week you've been here when we are giving everything which was taking place at Namugongo Anglican Martyrs site. Right now, as I talk, the procession is moving from the museum. They are coming this side down where the service is going to be. The procession is led by the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu. From there, he's accompanied by the guest preacher that will be the Emeritus Archbishop of Church of Uganda by then, that is Henry Luke Olombi, and other bishops who will be accompanying him. And these include the bishops of the dioceses which organize this day, including the diocese of Nebi, Madi, Lango West, Lango, Chitigumu, among others. Like you can see in the background at the top there where you are seeing, that is where they are going to sit. This side, it is where the choir is. The choir is composed of over 400 members. And 100 of them are those people from within Kampala. They organize themselves to form a choir within that choir. The other side where you see, that is where the president is going to sit. The VVVIP place is the other side. Where I'm just looking, it is where the VIP people are seated. That is where you can find the Mothers Union, the Reverends, the lay readers, among others. The congregation, all the Christians who are just within here, they are seated behind, as you can see, because of the space, but everyone is accommodated just now. The service at exactly 8:30
8:30, as I've said, because it is already 8:30, it is supposed to kick start. And as we've said that we shall be giving you live everything, what will be taking place around Namugongo Anglican Martyrs site. Security is very tight because we have the president within our midst and he's going to be the guest of honor. The security is very tight. I can assure you that it's very tight. You cannot just come in like walking in when you've not been checked. That is all I can tell you, but everything is set here at Namugongo Martyrs Anglican site to make sure that we give you everything as everything is unveiling from at Namugongo Martyrs site. Yes.
Been hearing and listening to Deborah Namamonde at the Anglican site. Now, what my takeaway is that the president is expected as the chief guest on the Anglican side, and security is very tight. One thing I can assure you is whether you are going to the Anglican side or the Catholic side, security is guaranteed, as men and women from the Uganda Police Force and other sister agencies are making sure that law and order is maintained. So you should know that you will be safe, but it's also important to guard your property jealously, because yes, many will be in church, but not all of them will be converted Christians. That's important to note. And now we also have a footage that is coming in from the Catholic side of things, and we see some servants of the Lord walking in and going to take their positions. Now the Anglican side has a 400 member choir, and like Deborah shared with us, 100 of these are from Kampala, but also others are from the dioceses of Nebi and many others, especially from northern Uganda. These arrived on the 1st of June 2025 and have been relaxing but also rehearsing for the big day today. Events are charged, and masses on both sides, the Anglican and even the Catholic side, are expected to begin at 9 a.m. And as we speak, it is 8:33 a.m. So we just have about 27 minutes before the events officially kick off. We have political representatives, as we saw the Honorable Minister from the Office of the Vice President, Diana Mtasingwa, speaking to us and also congratulating Lugazi Diocese for reaching this feat. Now, Lugazi Diosis was last major celebrant in 2004. I have a few colleagues here in studio with me, and I have a feeling they were not even here, or if they were here, they were babies. But yeah, that is how long ago the diocese led mass at the Uganda Martyrs celebration. So 21 years later, they are in the driving seat. Who knows when they will come back? One thing I know for sure is that today they are ready, they are prepared, they have rehearsed, and they are doing well. Now we go back to John Mary Katamba from Star TV and also UBC, as he is telling us more about the events happening in Namugongo.
Gwanga mwebali basaba ne banyabo abalungi abatulaba n'abatuuliriza kane kambagatteko omubaka wa essaza ly'e Mawogola Honorable Great Namuga abanamusizeeko ate tunyumyeko wano naye bibiri bisatu ate ng'ensonga bwaziraba. Honorable, twesimye okuba naawe.
Sabo nange ndi musanyufu amakya ga leero okubanga nze omwe yeetabe ku nnamungi w'omuntu avudde ebule n'ebweya mu byobufuzi ng'abakulembeze mu bukatuliki n'abantu abavudde mu bitundu by'eggwanga ebyenjawulo national and international okujja okubaawo nga tujaguza olunaku luno olwa 3 June olw'amalamaga wano e Namugongo. Ndi mwesiimu, ndi musanyufu, neebaza Katonda olw'ekyo.
Honorable, tulaba nti ennamba y'abalamazi etandikidde ddala okudda okusinziira ku nnamba gye twalina omwaka oguwedde. Olowooza kino kivudde ku
ekisooka nsaba okutegeeza eggwanga nti bannayuganda balina essuubi ng'omulama gwaffe omugulabye nti a pilgrim of hope omulamazi ayina essuubi bannayuganda baagala okukkiriza bannayuganda bakkiriza bannayuganda bakimanyi nti toli kyokola nga katonda takiriimu era kyekibaleese olwaleero nga bajjukira abajulizi abeerekereza byonna ne bafiirira eddiini yaabwe kati ffe ekyaffe kuyita mu begere b'abajulizi okulaba nga twongera okuba abakkiriza n'okwongera okutwala eddiini yaffe mu maaso era mbeebaza bonna bonna abaatambudde okuva mu masaza ag'enjawulo naye mu ngeri y'enjawulo Masaka Diosis gyenvaamu naye mu ngeri y'enjawulo era abalamazi abavudde e Mawogola mu Diosis mu bigo byaffe eby'Ekatimba Mateete Sembabule n'Ekinoni yennyini Erengo mu district naye nga nze omukulembeze as a national leader mwenna mbeebaza okubanga mukuŋŋaanya ne twebaza nammwe broadcast okubanga mutuwadde akaseera kano okubanga abasigadde ebweru kuba Namugongo ffenna tayinza tumala abantu abali wano bangi bayitirivu ate n'abakyali ebweru bangi so tetusobola kubanga buli omu ali wano naye nammwe abali ku TV tubeebaza kuba temusobodde kujja olw'ensonga ez'enjawulo naye nzikiriza mu ngeri y'enjawulo neebaze Lugazi Diosis abagenda okukulembera mu mukolo guno ekyamazima tumaze weeks nga 2 nga tubalaba wano e Namugongo beeteeseteese tumanyi nti bagenda tukulembera bulungi era mmanyi nti omukolo gugenda kutambula bulungi
tuwe ku kifaananyi ky'omukolo gwonna nga bw'ogulaba
ekisooka omukolo gwa kitiibwa era nga bulijjo we guli omukolo gutegekeddwa bulungi organisation nnungi nnyo naffe abazze okulamaga tuzze nga tuli beeteefutefu okulaba nga tulaga ekifaananyi ekirungi eri ensi eno nti eno Uganda yaffe this is our country eno Uganda yaffe sebo tuzze kusaba mu ngeri ey'enjawulo nga tujjukira abajulizi naye ate nga ffe abakulembeze okwongera okwegayirira omukama mu kaseera ke tugendamu akaakatuubagiro nga tugenda mu kaseera k'akalulu asobole otukumaakuma tumanye nti Uganda ngaze ekirungi omulamwa gwaffe mugumanyi oba eggwanga lyaffe tukkiririza nti for God and my country temuyinza kubanga muli ggwanga erikkiririza mu Katonda naye nga bye tukola tebiweesa Katonda kitiibwa so nga nze omukulembeze olwaleero ndiwo okwegayirira omukama nti ffe abakulembeze ng'omulamwa we guli nti bannansi balina essuubi they are pilgrims of hope ffe abakulembeze tukoze ekyo okulaba nti bannansi bongera okuba ab'essuubi nga tubawo obukulembeze obulimu ekitiibwa obulimu omuggundu naye nga bwe tulowooza ku bino byewammanga nti bannayuganda baagala okulaba kye tuyita peaceful transition tukyusiza tutya obukulembeze mu mirembe nga tetuyiwe musaayi tulaba tutya ku bukulembeze ebyobufuzi bino bye mwalabye mu dipping eronda embalala ebyo bannayuganda tebaagala kubiraba tulaba tutya ku bukulembeze obw'abakulembeze abateeyagaliza naye nga baagaliza ensi yaabwe n'okugyagala
ekigambo kyo honorable tugenda mu mbeera ey'okufuna abakulembeze emyaka 5 we tujjidde wano nga kyekiri mu nteekateeka kiri mu jjiya sisobola kuta wano nga tuwadde bubaka bw'obutongole eri bannayuganda abalonda n'eri abakulembeze betulonda
bannayuganda mwenna nsaba bategeeza nti lino eggwanga lyaffe n'abali mu bifo by'obukulembeze nsaba bategeeza nti ffenna tetusobola kubeera abakulembeze ate Katonda yalonda abakulembeze ffenna buli omu ekifo ky'alina akikozese n'obuvunaanyizibwa nga tulowooza ku nsi yaffe sebo nze ndi wa National Unity Platform siyinza butategeeza ggwanga nti tetuteekawo enjawukana mu byobufuzi abantu baweebwa omukisa okulonda abakulembeze be baagala naye ate naffe ebibiina by'ebyobufuzi tuteeketeeke abakulembeze abanaasobola okutwala eggwanga mu maaso tuggyewo obukulembeze obw'obukyayi tuggyewo obukulembeze obusiga obutali bwenkanya tuggyewo obukulembeze obutagatta bannayuganda baagala buweereza bannayuganda baagala okulaba nga beeyagalira mu nsi yaabwe ng'ebyenfuna birinnye naye nenyongera okutegeeza abaliyo nga bawogera National Unity Platform njagala okubategeeza tweteeseteese bulungi ng'ekibiina pulezidenti waffe Kyagulanyi Robert Ssentamu mweteefuteefu okutwala eggwanga mu maaso nga tukulembera bannayuganda okulaba nga 2026 tulaba ku Uganda empya erowooza ku bantu n'omuntu wa bulijjo
alaba UBC TV ne Star TV emikutu gyombi enkya eno mulekere obubaka nga omu ku bakulembeze abali mu ggwanga
ng'omu ku bakulembeze abali mu ggwanga ate omukulembeze omukyala nyongera kugamba bamaama abali eyo nti n'obukatuliki butukikubiriza tukulembeze amaka amalungi tukuze abaana bulungi tubateeketeeke tusobole okufiidinga eggwanga ekyokubiri twongere nnyo okwagala Katonda tube ekyokulabirako eri bannaffe let us be exemplary naye nyongera obbagamba ffenna buli omu mu buli kyakola tubeere professional kola omulimu gwo n'obwenkanya kijja kukubeerera kizibu okusaba obwenkanya nga gwe tosobodde bbuwa banno
kale honorable tukweyanziza tulaba enkya y'olunaku luno twongera okuweereza nga tusinziira wano e Namugongo ku kiggwa ky'abajulizi abakatuliki ndiwo ne muto wange Onyango Michael Jordan Lukomwa okuwa ensonga nga bwe zitambula wano njagala kukwasa Michael Jordan Lukomwa akuwe nga bw'abiraba wano Michael.
Okay, wano waliwo Dr. Ntambazi. Yes, Dr. omukolo ogulaba otya era kiki omumanyi ku bajulizi?
Omukolo guno mulungi nnyo era sofa I've analyzed ndabye nti mu bantu guno gwe mukolo gusinze okuŋŋaanya abantu abangi ennyo tulina delegates from Kenya, from Congo, from
Malawi, Mozambique and everywhere.
abo bonna ne Rwanda group kinene nnyo kwa kiraze nti faith y'abantu okukkiriza okwabako tukyati.
What do you think this means to an African like you or myself? What do you think?
This shows that people are really gaining more and more confidence. Each time we come here, they gain more confidence. Just yesterday we saw something that was so miraculous, you know. The sun turned into, you know, sparks of lights, and, you know, even the picture of Mary was showing inside the sun, you know, and everybody was clapping and, you know, rejoicing and even praying,
Yes,
and I was there. So that explained, it already shows that God is really showing that people, faith is more, you know, gained into, and confidence that the Catholic religion is really real.
What would be your message to Ugandan watching us on TV? He has not managed to make it. In the interest of time, in a few seconds.
And especially during this time of even as we go towards electing people, because I'm standing for post of district Manem Pikalung district. Yes, I'm trying to give a message to people. Let's really try to be calm. God knows who is going to be leading us from just right from the top up to the bottom. So let's put our faith in God. Let's try trust God to choose the very people who are really going to lead our country. And I'm also appealing to people that let's play a game that is really peaceful. We elect people whom God knows is going to be picking from our congregation, and let's trust everything in God. We want peace in our country. We want people to be faithful.
We can change leaders, but peacefully.
Exactly.
We can ask for what we want, but peacefully.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for this. I greet everybody and enjoy Martyrs Day today. Thank you to the best of you.
Okay. Now, like I always do, I normally talk to these youngsters here that normally come out to perform. There is a dancer here from Lugazi Diocese. I want to know her name and how she ended up a dancer. Good morning.
Morning.
What's your name?
Malili Ian.
You look into that camera. What's your name?
Malili Ian.
And speak a little louder.
Malili Ian Matthew.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
Okay. Are you a dancer or they just chose you? Do you really believe you are a dancer yourself?
I believe that I'm a dancer.
Okay.
Yes.
So how are you going to perform today? What are you going to do here today?
We are going to dance some songs like Kaloranga and Chistomto and other more. Yes.
Do you know about the Uganda Martyrs? What do you know about them? And which matter do you really know about most?
I can say Chistomto because he was the youngest martyr to be killed. Yes, I know.
And he's the saint for children.
Yes.
Okay. Would you admire to be like Chizito? In any case, to die for God?
Yes.
Really? Okay, what would be your message to all your age mates watching you all over the country because you're live on TV?
I will tell them to always go to church and worship God. I'll tell them to always go to church and worship God.
Do you always participate in these animations in church, or they just chose you in school?
I don't really participate, but I participate in some.
Okay.
Yes.
Which school do you go to?
Namugongo Junior Boys School.
Which class are you?
P5.
P5. Okay, we wish you all the best. I saw you seemed tired and as if you were about to doze.
No.
You're still up, eh?
Yes.
Okay, wish you all the best. Kali, you can take your seat. Yes, he's a dancer, part of the 170 that they told us that are going to be participating here, giving us the different dances. Like I said, it is a very kind of warm mood here at the Catholic Shrine in Namugongo, and we are giving you the whole event live and throughout the day. Till the end of the event, we shall be giving you the whole event. We are talking to different leaders. There is a leader here. There is a leader here that we may talk to here. Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes, my brother. How are you?
We are fine.
Yes.
Now we join the procession that has begun at the Anglican site in Namugongo. What you see right there is the procession that is taking place, led by a band of youngsters at the Anglican site. The Mass is about to begin, and the time of the Mass is 9 a.m. that is when it will begin mass or service in other language. Yes, it's about to commence and the procession has begun. Now, on the Anglican side, they have a 400 choir, a 400 member choir, and 100 of these are from Kampala, but the other 300 are from the Diocese of I beg your pardon, from the dioceses of Nebi and other dioceses of northern Uganda, among others, and together they will be ministering to the faithfuls or the pilgrims that are on site, but also to all of us in Uganda and across the world that are watching the events on TV. And UBC is broadcasting live from both of these sites, both the Anglican site and the Catholic site. Now we hand over to the members to our team members on the Anglican site.
Archbishop Dr. Stephen Kazimba Ma Teloworo Dodonyo, Archbishop Dr. Luke Orombe Amabinukero Lok Palba Tiekano, Mamas Dujutiekan, the mothers, the fathers, the children, all people of God, most welcome to celebrate with us this year's Uganda Martyrs celebration. The color party will be received by the Bishop of Namirembe, Bishop Moses Banja. He will be receiving the color parties. I request that the clergy, I see the canons who are robed, protocol, please guide so that they can take their seats. While the bishops will sit up here.
naye wajogerera kati bali mu kuyingira balyoke batandika okusaba obutereevu nga walaba wano waliwo bandi ya Namirembe nga bw'ogiraba amega gange era eri waggulu gy'olaba gye bayimiridde ye wagenda okubeera enteekateeka ey'okusaba egenda kubeera eyo ku ludda lwange olw'omukono ogwa kkono ye wali ekwaya erimu abayimbi 4 n'omusobyo ku ludda lwange olw'omukono ogwa ddyo ye wagenda okubeera omukulembeze y'eggwanga era ye mugenyi omukulu ku mukolo guno agenda okubeera omubuulizi omukulu ow'olunaku lw'olwaleero ye Ssaabalabirizi eyawummula nga ye His Grace Lukolombi ng'ono ava mu Diosis oba obulabirizi obuluwo obwategese okusaba mu kigo ky'Abakristaayo abajulizi e Namugongo. Mu kigo ky'Abakristaayo abajulizi e Namugongo abategese okusaba kuno mwe muli aba Nebi, mwe muli aba West Nile, Lamu n'abantu abalala. Wemangutideko mu byafaayo bano buli obategeka olunaku lw'e Namugongo wabeerawo ekikolebwa mu kifo bano bo kyebakoze mu kifo kino nga bo Diosis oba obulabirizi 6 bakoze okulaba nga bateekawo kugwe oba kyewandiyise fensi mu luzungu gwe w'ekitundu